right, what's up, everybody? Cowboy here. We got Timothy Mick in the house. Good to have you. Some data just came out, so let me go ahead and share the screen. If you want to know more about what we do, zap the QR code in the upper right-hand corner there, and you can go to our website, algofactory.tech. We help people build trading methods, trading algorithms. We help people simply trade manually, mostly, although we do help people also get on the path to an auto trader, so they can either trade like they usually do, or they can even build to be able to trade when they're not on the computer, right? Have a computer trade for you. All that is possible over at algofactory.tech. So look at this candle going down. Massive, massive candle. I mean, that is on the 5-minute chart, but this is probably from some data that just came out, non-farm payrolls and a few other items. Let's go ahead and see what the data says here. Excuse me. Definitely did not get into any USD or CAD trades overnight. So yeah, we have average hourly earnings are strong. That's a dollar strong event. Non-farm employment change is strong. That's a non-farm event. Unemployment rate is down. Excuse me. That's not. It is a non-farm event, but it's a dollar strong event, and unemployment rate is a dollar strong event. So all of these events are basically saying the dollar is strong, and therefore we don't have to worry too much about cutting rates just yet, because inflation's probably strong, right? If the dollar is strong, then or the economy is strong, right? That's the whole idea here. The reason that rates were hiked and the dollar was made stronger was because that actually makes markets inherently weaker. Okay, so the idea here is to keep the dollar strong so markets get weak, so inflation is tamped down. But as long as these numbers are coming out like they are, then that probably means that, okay, the market is still strong. We haven't really broken anything yet, so we got to keep the rates higher for longer. And that's why you see things like the euro heading down up against the dollar, right? So you see that right there. All right, good. So interesting look. But yeah, that's when the markets think that rates are going to go down, then in the future, the markets will go up. But I did a video yesterday and I put it out in the afternoon. Actually, I put it out pretty late. I had a lot going on yesterday. I didn't get the video out at my usual sort of early afternoon time. So if you go take a look at that, it does explain why rate cuts actually will tend to push the economy down before it goes up. Be the gorilla, how are you doing, sir?
Namaste, my friend. Namaste. I am doing quite well. I am doing. How's going?
Going good. We're talking money. We're talking events, economic data, and basically, we're talking how economy is strong. So they're probably not going to cut rate this month, but you never know. I mean,
They will have to cut the rate, man. Let me tell you. I was very privy to a colleague of mine who's very up there, and he was having a talk with somebody who is connected to the J.P. Morgans as well as the Goldman Sachs. Yes,
Goldman nutsack.
the Goldman Nutsack, the Golden Nutsack. Exactly. That's what we like to call them, the Golden Nutsack. And let me tell you, my friend, they are wanting the rate cut to come because of what is occurring in the labor markets. It's very,
Tell
very
me.
serious.
I'm interested. I want to be enlightened.
That is something that I will only keep for next Thursday's drip, my friend. So if you have not joined Algo Factory and having a good time, listen to our funny accents, you can get the full shawarma over at algofactory.tech. When you join there, it is Thursday night tikka, baby, and I serve it to you hot and ready and spicy with intelligence that you have never ever heard before. These are incredible bits of data for the beta. And I tell you right now, man, it's like real insider stuff, man. Very, very insider. You're going to love it. It is hotter than Vindaloo, my friend.
We're talking about get on your knees and I give you the tandoori.
No, that is only for Hunter Biden, my friend.
Oh my God. Okay.
He takes the tandoori very deeply,
I bet he does. Very, very deep. So deep it put his ass.
No, real talk. So there is talks that is occurring with some of my contacts in some institutions that are connected with JPM and Goldman, and they are concerned about the labor market, and they are anticipating a Fed cut.
But sir, non-farm employment change says 272,000 jobs instead of 182,000 estimated.
Right.
Good, sir. The numbers are good.
Oh, you're right. You're absolutely right. And yeah, everything's great.
Because we believe these numbers.
Everything is awesome. That's the official song
Everything
of
is a
exception.
scam.
That's the official song of Exceptional Stan. Everything is awesome.
Oh, what did you say? Everything is what?
Huh?
You said everything is a what?
Everything is awesome.
Is a Sam?
Everything is awesome.
Oh, awesome! I
Yeah.
thought you said. I thought you said a scam. I'm like, yeah, well, kind of.
Well, that's everything's a scam. Everything's a grift in this country. It's pathetic.
Yeah, well, in the West.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's your okay. So here's the deal. Like, for those of you who are completely jaded, like, understand that everything is a grift. Period. Like, every single civilization with any amount of money, there's going to be a certain level of grift. The question is that level of grift acceptable? Like, is the level of grift such that it's hurting society, or
It's
that
reckless.
it is in the West. Yeah.
Yeah,
See,
exactly.
but this is the thing about it. Like, if you want to get sort of on this level of why people are sort of giving up, right, and why people are kind of feeling hopeless, is that we were sold a bill of goods that the United States would have a good economy forever, right? And that's just not the way things have worked throughout history. You have these empires. You go through the Spanish, and then, well, I think you can even go back further to any empire, Roman, then maybe the Dutch or something, and eventually you got to like the Spanish in the 1500s or the whatever it was. I'm not really tight on that history, but then the French, and then you got the British, and it kind of rotates their history. And each one of these empires goes through a time when they have a lot of prosperity. However, each one of these empires has degenerated because they start to they just good times create soft men. And in our current situation, you've had this propaganda where basically it's like dude, people just don't want to work anymore. They don't think they have to work because things have gotten so soft and people are able to live off this money. And then the government becomes sort of co-opted by these. Like, look, when things are bad, people become asleep at the wheel. They think everything's fine. And when people become asleep at the wheel, that's when the predators come in and take over things. Right? If things were hard, people would be paying attention because things are not right. Things are hard. We got to make it better. And people take responsibility. But, when you don't know anything about the economy, when you're economically illiterate and you're impressed because you live in $1 million house, like your house is $1 million because of a very bad economic policy. Your house is not worth $1 million because it's worth a lot of money.
What if it is worth $1 billion?
Well, that's different. You're living in a different world. You're multi-billionaire, and at the point when your house is worth $1 billion, then you are part of scam. Usually, I mean, you're at least aware of it. You're not completely living in Boomerville. So.
Boomerville is quite the place. I heard a lot of exciting things.
These are people who grew up in 60s, and they feel everything is fine because they were told that was the case, and they had no reason to believe otherwise. Of course, they had the civil rights issues and all of that, but economically things have been comparatively fine. I mean, sure, you had suffering a little bit here and there, a little stagflation, but over time, if you bought a house back in the 50s or 40s, now you're multimillionaire and you think it means something, but it doesn't, and it won't over time. So look, you have this consolidation occurring in the euro. We're going to jump over to Bitcoin, then we're going to jump out of the live lab here and go to the private lab, because I think V might have some little bit of juice to give us. I don't know. Maybe you do. Maybe you can save it to next Thursday.
I have a little juice.
Oh my God, we have little juice coming today. I hope you're all excited. I've got my naan bread ready to soak it up and eat. So we got to, by the way, but V's like from India, so we can have fun with that.
Yes, my friend.
I was looking at this yesterday, and the euro acted differently than expected, and the reason why is, excuse me, in the video that I placed yesterday. So when you have a rate cut, generally you're going to see the euro go down, right? Because there's a rate cut, the euro is going to be worth less. But yesterday there was a rate cut, the first rate cut since 2019, and the euro spiked up, and it spiked up hard yesterday. So A lot of people are kind of confused about that, but I do explain that in the video at why it did that. And whether or not that's the case, the volatility just fell off a cliff yesterday. Like I was looking to kind of trade a little bit into that once the jitters of the news fell off, and it just, dude, the currency didn't do jack for like the whole day yesterday. So now you have this news coming, and it's headed down, and things start to make a little bit more sense. Once this consolidation is broken, and you could even stretch out this range a little bit, but I'd keep it right where I have it. Once price makes it out of here with any conviction, and I see a couple of other signs, I think that it's quite possible we see a move down here or a move up. I mean, either way, though, whenever it breaks out of there, it's going to probably be a strong move, and that'll be the time for me to trade it. And I don't think it's going to happen until next week. Fridays tend to get muted after the middle of the day. Now, quick look at Bitcoin, and we will move over to the private live lab. Let's see, naan, dude. I like garlic naan bread. That's like,
dude, I like this thing called bullet naans, which are great. It's like garlic naan, but then they add those green little chilies in there. It was phenomenal, bro.
That sounds pretty good.
Dude, it's sick.
So, Bitcoin itself, it did get knocked down here apparently in the last.
What is it? 68.
Bitcoin at 70,800. Actually,
oh,
this is
very good, my friend.
This is pretty crazy. Let me put up a chart here. Now,
look at Lisa Gray. She put cheers, chutney chaps. Hey, that could be our nicknames, man. We're the chutney chaps.
That's pretty good. I like that.
Welcome to the chutney chaps money hour.
Chutney chaps money hour. Come on, bring your bindaloo. Be ready to take it. So here is what's interesting here. Like, I had a high risk, very low entry position, meaning that it's a very small position I took. I don't like to take large positions until the actual breakout. I do have Solana breaking up and probably going to end up above $300 after not too long. I have 324 Solana probably by the end of the summer. And so I did this trade that was going to be like this kind of short-term and long-term trade broken up in half. And it's crazy because I had my stop loss sitting at the same number for both trades. And when the Bitcoin went down for a liquidity grab, Solana came down and only stopped out one of my trades. And they both have the same stop, which means that my trades were right at the exact price on my particular exchange where the price went. And yet one of them was just further down in the order book. So, I mean, that is some real precise stop loss setting right there. Doesn't get any more precise than that. So I probably could have added a little more padding on that, but I didn't, and I'm still alive on one of them. And here's the reality. Like, this was a high risk trade. There's a really good chance it does stop out, but it will also have a chance at coming back around and heading up. And that's all because of Bitcoin here. So if you look at Bitcoin, you can see why Solana did that. And it's because Bitcoin made this liquidity grab. It dropped out of this little channel it was building. But once it did that liquidity grab, it was looking like it wanted to head topside. However, we'll take a brief look at the Kingfisher just to see what the liquidity looks like, to see where price is. And then like I said, we'll finish up with Bitcoin and get over to the private live lab here. Man, freaking pulled a rib yesterday. I don't know if you ever had that where a rib gets knocked out in your back, and so it's like having it's a chiropractic answer. So get my wife to work on it, but okay. So liquidity to the downside, but very, very close to where price is right now. Give me a second here. I got to fix my display to even see what that price is. What's going on with this Kingfisher, man? Oh, I see what the problem is. Get rid of that. Okay. So say 68.5 up to 70,600. So in this low liquidity environment, this is where price is probably going to want to go. And it's already gone to touch that when it caused that Solana stop out. So it's just a question of, look, a lot of people went long, kind of like I did, and all their stops are in this area for Bitcoin. So given that the liquidity is low, the volatility is low, I should say, given that we have a low volatility, then price could easily get crushed back down to grab this liquidity, as long as that is a profitable thing for the big dogs to do. And it is what they do. And the setup is there for it to happen. However, if price never gets down here, or if it only dips into part of this and heads up, then that's your sign that it's probably time to be happy because it's long. And I did draw out just a potential move down. I don't look. we'll get into the actual predictions here, but I might be looking to go long. If price goes down to like 66.8, then I'll throw a long on just based on whatever the algos say at that time. So that's all I'm going to give the public. We're going to move to the private live lab and we'll talk about the rest. V, the gorilla, can you please get us out of here?
Yes, I want to thank all of you for listening to Chutney Chaps Money Hour. We will be back. I am Vikram. He is Nagarjun, and this is right here, right now. I am, Hanuman the Monkey Man, and he is, a cowboy. So we'll be back tomorrow. Join us. Monday. Join us Monday. And look, folks, key intel, amazing charting, phenomenal technicals, the best educational system ever created. And the 1-2 punch between Cowboy and myself, it's unbeatable. So join us, algofactory.tech.
Join us or die.